and welcome to True against Andy in the quarterfinals of the Ragnarök Deathmatch Tournament. In the voice that Briggs loves, or at least I think it's the one that he liked. So, we do have one stable for True as the Byzantines. So we do actually still see Byzantines versus Berbers again, so apparently not all that clear for the Berbers as Keller thought. And True is picking Byzantines as well. We saw Byzantines being picked yesterday as well for Brew, I think, but they lost to Berbers. I hope Andy trains some Janitors. It won't happen. We had a set where we saw Berbers being played 3 games in a row. And no, not a single Janitor was made. And I don't think Andy will make some. I'm sorry, Bricks. It's really starting with more stables expected for the Camels. True very quickly switching into Habities over here. And dogs coming up. 1 dog. Okay, both are building a stone wall though. Still building stone wall, so slowing down Andy's dog count a little bit here. 1, 2 villager picks for each of them. 3 villager losses for True. So just with 1 stable, not really doing good. Great job saving his villagers. Actually, it's looking really nice for Andy. 4 villager picks with the camel rush over here, even though there is barracks up and house situation will soon be solved by this castle, but not a single dog up for True. This looks really good for FreakinAndy. FreakinAndy with 4 dogs up. Maybe have to eat my head here on the True prediction. Maybe proven favorite, just hate fun. I think it's not the biggest prize money tournament, but I think it's way too serious still for Janitors. I'm sorry. In Flinder Party or something, you might see that. Castle does go up for True. Byzantines will have the slower start, but I don't know if that much slower is normal. 4 villager losses so far, and FreakinAndy will pretty easily grab the middle position over here. Now some dogs coming up for True, but the demos, the cannon galleons also, like what Zayu wanted to see yesterday was early cannon galleons, and that's exactly what we are seeing coming out for Andy over here. Something that favorite didn't do, but also didn't need it. But might be good here with the later dogs for the Byzantines. Habities are very useful in the middle, also against galleons. Demos explode them, but it also feels a little bit like a gold waste to demo Habities. And you can make a lot of them if you go to Wuriko quickly. That's something I did as my home map with Japanese a lot. Japanese helps are better than Byzantine helps, but Byzantine's helps are cheaper, and that's maybe even more important on Golden Swamp. So Habities should be a big strength of Byzantines here. And with playing it with Mare Habities, I think Byzantines might not be a bad choice here at all, actually. The problem being their slower start, but we do have 19 galleons as opposed to 10. We do have a lot more demos in queue, but actually on the field we have more ships for True. Problem is middle being controlled by Andy, and we don't see too much action in the back. True house though at 90 population, and only 1 villager working on a house. Oh no, we have some more working there, but will slow down his production quite a bit. But he has 4 cannon galleons out as well. Will probably get that middle castle down. Still another one. 1 half-built one, and that one that's probably gonna go up as a fortification for Andy in the middle. Villager count looking way better for Andy. He has also the market. Let me quickly check if he took it or not. Yes, he took it. Got like around 1.7k gold, probably 300 collected by now. And camels and demos going forward. Some quite nice demolition shots for Andy. And more demos coming in. True reacting nicely, like even to the Berber demos where we were debating yesterday. Can you react? Can you not react? I think True is doing that quite fine. It's not the big masses of demos. If demos are individually, it's easier. But that's actually pretty good mass. Not doing as much damage. Yeah, it's firing on the correct target at the right time. Can again still working away on that castle. Andy losing a lot of castles at the front. There is a cataphract raid a little bit to the here But the castle went up. True looking to go to this stone as well. Nobody has taken any relics yet. Do we see monasteries? We saw some early monasteries for favorite there. Yeah, Andy's also thinking about relic gathering over here. But middle probably more important, as we said yesterday as well. And the cannon guns will take out the trebuchet. So left side a little bit fortified by Andy, but it looks like True is actually pushing this back after what looked like a rough start. Maybe too many demos? I don't know what really happened with the fleet, how True could get up quicker fleet numbers or quicker galleon numbers. Talking about galleon numbers, they might be quicker, but they're also dying quicker. Really nice demolition shots for the player in the green. But 26 army only 20 galleons on the field, so True still with 25, little bit better numbers, plus has halberdiers and siege rams. Really nice addition over here. Nothing really to counter the siege rams on the field anymore. We see camel archers being cute. They looked kind of good yesterday, which I was surprised by. But with the rams, probably not the really right option. And hussars lacking for Andy. We saw the Berber player favorite yesterday doing a lot with hussars, and I think with 6k food, Andy needs to add some hussar. There is the halberdiers against that, but the halberdiers are also killing the ships. Hussars would be a better meat shield, and then you can demo the halberdiers, but that's not what Andy's doing. He's losing all his fleet to the halberdiers, while at the same time being shot at by True's ships, and True's taking over the middle. Impressive Byzantine play here for True. Really showing us why Byzantines are a viable choice here, I would say. After a rough start, using the halberdier advantage in the middle really nicely, and the lack of any meat shield for FreakinAndy in the middle, kind of devastating for him. I don't know why he's not using his 5k food eco completely on wood and gold, but yeah, we could have used that food as well, right? True being cautious, not putting a castle there, well, because he's out of stone. He also could shift some to stone, though has good bank of everything else, as Andy is struggling for gold. Yeah, but he has a TC in the middle. He does have the control right now. The halberdiers are wrecking house. It's still camels coming out. I think, like, you want to use your gold for ships and your food for hussar, and then you would have had more demos to deal with the halberdiers, in my opinion. So Andy not playing Golden Swarm perfectly here, I would say. And True, very nice performance using the halberdiers, using siege ram as well, very effectively here. Had the right number of cannon gains to get the castles in the middle, and good, nicely controllable control on the swarm play for the player that was formerly known as Knowledge. Losing 2 demolition ships. My demolition ships are going in single-handedly. Yes, these ships look like good clump targets, but if they shoot your one demo and it's on the way, it will not do any damage. And the halberd is doing so much against the ships here. Onagers being added, finally something against the halberdiers, I guess. But Onagers and bombard cannons, don't think that's too strong here. The galleons can deal with that. And the halberdiers are... You need a lot of micro for the Onagers against the helps. I think hussar are the key for Berbers, and it's not what True's doing. Castle being denied as well. Looking dire for FreakinAndy in game 1 after what looked to be a dominant start. But True showing more water play skills, and maybe FreakinAndy is regretting his Saltmarsh pick already. Which would be sad, because I love the Saltmarsh pick. But I think after seeing how True plays on water, could be some regret there. That demo ship could get rid of the rams. He's trying to go for the ships, and that will not work, because True is microing his galleons very, very well, and these villagers come too late to finish that castle. Yeah, 3 rams cannot outbuild that. Nothing much happening on land. Still gold in the base for True, who's shifting in the middle for gold mining now. I like that move because well, you can always fall back to your home gold then. How is the gold situation looking for Andy? Not much at home, barely 5 tiles left, and he can't access the middle. He has freed up a little bit of his front space, still has some docks up, and some ships. Kind of getting back up to ships, so well played by Andy to make him focus on that side so he can get some stuff up on water again. Andy not too far from 200 pop, so actually really nice from Andy to somewhat come back into this game. Did lose her single relic, or his 2 relics actually with his 2 monasteries. Is probably gonna lose that castle, and then some raids might come in here from the north. We do have 2 siege workshops. We're producing the rams, but after that castle is gone, I could see some raiding stables coming for True. For now, still, I think his main target should be to secure the middle. Now seeing that Andy came back on this here, but killing the castle surely doesn't hurt. Killing the TC is also not for if he wants to raid later on, and no stone in the bank for Andy, who is heavily taking stone over here with 11 villagers though, so should be able to afford some more castles in his economy soon. For now, only 1 castle though. A lot of his castles dying in the middle. We saw that one dying to the rams as well, and this castle will have some trouble staying up as well. It won't even go up, because Andy calls the GG, because he's gonna lose water again. Superior Galmask probably won't get that castle up, and then also losing his too much economy here over here probably, and not too much enough gold for him to think that he can come back on water. Also losing his docks once more. Yeah, very nice play from 2 in game 1. Let's go back to the map draft and let me get game 2. Also, if you want to do predictions, pick bricks for the next game maybe, feel free to do so. It will be on one of Andy's home maps, so Salt Marsh, Runestones, or Four Lakes. With how Golden's form just went, good chance we won't see Salt Marsh already. But he can't avoid it, right? If he doesn't... I mean, he can avoid it if he wins, right? But if True gets more games, then... eventually, before he loses, he will have to play Salt Marsh. If he wins, he doesn't. Like, if he wins more than 4-3. And we do see runestones. Slavs against Celts. What would you have picked? Welcome to game 2. True against FreakinAndy. We do have a True deciding to go for the Slavs over here with the better castles and also access to Boya, and I think that's better than Celts. Yeah, I think I would have picked Slavs as well. I mispicked Slavs into Teutons, I believe, in the decider set, but Slavs against Celts, I tend to still pick Slavs, I think. Celts do have the better SO, and it's usually a close matchup. But with the cheaper castles, or like wood costing castles now, plus Boya's being buffed even more at 1 patch before, or 2 patches before, will be hard for Celts to deal with them. They have Habitus obviously, but yeah, Vote Rate is not really an option if there's Boyas out, I believe. So will be a heavy help siege play here, have to be a heavy help siege play for the Celt player, and then Slav infantry is stronger than Celt infantry. Celt infantry a bit quicker, but Slav infantry should wreck them if there's enough Boyas to defend eventual Vote Raiders. And so far, no rush obviously in this, but True killing a villager with his little team going here, but meeting 2 foundations there, so that little infantry rush is probably gonna die out. And now we do have the paladins coming in. Andy having good rush on game 1 as well. So let's see if he can make something happen with that rush over here. Well, did kill 4 villagers of True. So 1 was even with the scout, I think, and 3 with the rush. But Slavs have all their buildings up. We also have siege workshops up, and now we're gonna get to the siege fighting in the middle of the map, with a castle going up on that hill. And yeah, 2 little hills here. Let's take a look at the map. Forward gold for True, back gold for Andy, so that one is a little bit better, but the 2 other golds are forward, while True has 1 in the back and 1 very forward. So yeah, I think Andy's map is a little bit better. Let's see the siege onager fights. Oh, even a scorpion mixed in here? Maybe a bit too optimistic against the siege onagers. Will help against the infantry if it goes after his scorpions though. But maybe as the first units, maybe they will build as the first units. I think at the first units it makes sense. We do see boat raiders in the mix, and we do also see the boyars being added now. Quarter paladins and woads, and Andy's slowly losing territory here a bit. Don't see monks on the field yet, really. And quite some nice onager shots by True, having the worst KD overall by a lot though, actually. Which is surprising, because he's like the one pushing, gaining ground. He will castle the kind of central hill here. Neutral gold very much in the middle of the map. Another neutral gold to the north, also being contested by True. Has some champions out there. Probably need some more boyar numbers. Selling wood with Slavs. Whew. Interesting. Is he going on wood? Probably would need to add some soon, because the castle is also costing wood. Usually you run out of wood very quickly, but he's not making that many ESO. Which I guess if you don't make that many, you can't lose that many at the same time. Something I should explore. Losing a lot at the same time usually. I think I overmake it so much. Yeah. But Frost or people like Frost like to micro a big ball of them. True, on the other hand side, likes to micro individual ones against the big ball, and we can see the effects here, right? Really nice shot in the middle of those SO of Andy. And we're also sparing some food, so he was able to sell some. Andy also getting some castles up on the central hill, so will get his both forward gold defended by that, and somewhat also getting to that neutral gold. Has cleared up the north, or the champions, yeah, champions died to that. Died somewhere here. Does True know about that castle? He doesn't know about that castle, so right now neutral gold control for Andy, and we do see some boyars looping around, and that area is actually not that protected, so could be a nice raid for Mr. True. Big trap mass in the middle for Andy, so we'll kill that castle. That could be dangerous. There's not really... the main goal is here, so it's opening something. True putting another castle up there. 3 castles in this little area. I mean, he's Slavs. He can afford a lot of them. As the boyars go in on the back, and halberdiers are on that. Nice reaction from Andy, straight away clearing that up. But boyars going to that gold, and that is even more undefended. Really well done from True to split those up. Otherwise, raid would have done nothing. Now the raid is killing quite some villagers. Only 61 villagers for True, so quite low on villager population, but has 50 more in the queue. This castle did never go up against the 6 traps, and are we killing a castle with champions here? We are killing a castle with champions. this castle will go down to True's champions. And that's looking like a dangerous siege ball in the middle for Andy now. Are we gonna look at another long set? True. I think that's too optimistic. Like, under 2 castles, you can't kill the ones with champions. These castles have murder holes. And there's army around. Like, yes, freeing that castle worked, but that's just throwing away champions. And now there's only 24 army for True. I think True is pretty dead here. We might look at a 1-1. Yes, it's not over yet. Yes, he has a ton of castles, but that's looking like a hell of a dangerous push by FreakinAndy. And yeah, can go through to the main gold of True now. And yeah, some raids in the back. These boyars could still do some damage again. Looks like Fudiko very reduced. A lot of garrisoned villagers. So this is kind of the one push that Andy has with only 16 on food. And losing a lot of villagers to the raids. Only 79 now. Villager number better for True. And that's so many castles that the Celts have to push through here. Maybe still anyone's game. True, with more raids, idling more economy means no food production for Andy. He's spamming some paladins, more units, still taking efficient fights, still no army out for True. And the trap ball is killing castle after castle, but True is just building castle after castle. Man, the Slav castle spam, can it save True here? And yes, Bricks, we didn't see any janitors again. Seadronager trying to snipe some trebuchets, gets to, but then dies to the Road Raiders that are on stand ground who might fall. But one more castle down. The next castle is under the hill, trying to get some Seadronagers out here. Gold is getting low for True. He still has villagers on that back gold, but lost access to his main gold. Certainly hurts a lot. Also lost access to this gold. So True is only on 1 gold, and that is not looking at all good for him. With True also with nice back raids over here. And yeah, that might help him, but it only helps him if he can get an army out. Has 60 armor numbers back. And the traps maybe need to go back. No meat shield anymore, as Andy has run out of food due to the raids. Is True indeed coming back in this game with only his 1 back gold that is about to run out soon? It does look like he's pushing Andy back, and with Andy still not getting his food economy up, True coming back into the game with raids, maybe Andy having a lot of stuff in his, not repairing this castle, having halberdiers in there. Okay, villagers need to go to farms. Why are they all on gold for Andy? Andy's eco balance not really perfect, needs to add more on food to have a meat shield for his siege. Most of the siege geared down, did a good job at preserving the trap numbers though. And yeah, 30 farms slowly creeping up in the farm count. And True slowly creeping back on his main gold. Neutral gold's not really taken by anyone. 2 villagers from Andy taking this one. 4 boyars denying this one from Andy. Andy still a pretty low pop with only 85 villagers. And now getting 50 farms though, so that should be good for him. Didn't finish with that one dangerous looking push. True now able to take his main gold, but Andy I think is gonna have another push soon. Maybe should add some Road Raiders against the halberdiers here, trying to focus fire, but focus firing there won't really help him much. And the halberdiers might even get some kills, but the castle should deal with them. Only nibbling away some HP, but this route like True always sending boyars in from this route here, and that proved very effective. Now there's a castle for Andy, somewhat defending this farming eco a bit better. Maybe if it was here, it would have helped more. I guess it's on the hill, but there's still parts of these farms that can be raided and are being raided. True also doing a really nice job keeping Andy off the northern gold. And as long as he can secure his old golds and get one neutral gold, I think he should be fine and will have a lot more potential to spam castles in the later stages of the game. A little bit of stone to mine for him still as well, and could get to that stone, and that would give him a lot of castles with the cheap castles for the Slavs. Wasting a little bit of unit here, trying to kill the traps, and manages actually to get some of them. I think there was 6 before, now it's only 4, so yeah, worth it, I would say. And Andy doesn't seem to be too active. Still trying to up his numbers, still struggling on food. And True also patrolling the last relic over here, both having 2 relics. So that is the last one, and True is looking to try to steal it. Okay, Andy now interested in that northern gold and cutting him off for that. Hello, Paulette! Saw you joined the IO Discord. Nice to see you in there. And in here, obviously, as well. As I thought Andy had a really good push to take that game, but True with the raids, bringing it back in game 2 after also somewhat of a comeback after a rough start from True in game 1. And didn't you already change it, or was that an imposter? Fantastic shots by Andy. Okay, micro down all of it. And can take away that gold from True now. True is still mining it. This relic patrolling Boya is amazing. More raids coming into the back. So these back raids have been really the bane of FreakinAndy's existence in this second game. And now True trying to get another castle up there. But Andy, I think, has the better army around there. True now sending his siege as well. It's not too much siege, 2 SO, so I think with the Celt SO, Andy shouldn't lose too much. But True had some really nice shots earlier. No trebuchets out for True, so won't be able to kill Andy's castle, as Andy might be able to kill his. Does he know about it? He sees 2 villagers building, but he doesn't know about building a castle. Now he knows. But nice Onager sniping 2 trebuchets there from Andy. Could unpack these 2 traps against that castle. That castle is building trebuchets as well, so they're heavily fighting over that gold. Villagers will go down, so will no longer be mined. But True has bought enough time to mine both his home golds and, well, a little bit of that neutral gold, as I imagine. And these 2, only still 2 villagers working on that gold. But yeah, that's already good for True, because at some point he was only on the back gold that is gone now. That he at least has access to these again. And in the very late stages, cavalry will be better for Slavs, I think. At least better raiding potential, have the better hussar. And if you get enough boyars, they can kill road raiders. But the road raiders could be nice for the Celt still, being cheaper on gold when Slavs can't afford boyars anymore. Probably gonna be champion versus world though. Slav champions probably able to hold that. But Andy, 2 castles to secure 1 main gold, 1 neutral gold. Maybe too much, but it's also a nice raiding angle for this gold. Okay, no, I like it. Also gives him access to attack on this gold, and that is really true, really good for Andy. Really true for Andy, I almost said. True not looking to snipe that, but also has some raids in the back of his base. 65 to 61 farms, pretty equal. Andy losing a few traps there, but under 2 castles. 3rd castle being added. He really wants that gold. Maybe a little bit too much on castles. Actually, castles might miss in his eco, but he's developing his eco nicely where his castles are anyways. If you don't want to invest too much stone protecting your eco, just make it where you have castles anyways, e.g. in the middle of the map. Why not? Because the fighting is happening at the north right now. And then at least you protect your eco with castles. Could be pushed back at some point by True though. Who is trying to take stone here, and Andy nicely denying that. Developing like to be a really good game 2 over here after Swamp play. Looked more promising for the US veteran. He's not actually a veteran, just fighting in DM, I think. I don't think he was in the army, but I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure he wasn't. But I don't want to say anything wrong. So don't fully believe me, please. Ram push on these 3 castles. But it's 3 castles. The champions should move in to clear that. Ooh, the trebuchets could go down to the rams. They actually went down to the rams accidentally, and that ram is going after the traps. FreakinAndy not paying attention, losing 2 traps for free to the rams there. But will clear up the rams and probably taking very nice fight here under the castles. True still not the best KD, 800 to 700 in favor of Andy. A little bit more, even 150 more kills for the Austrian. Let's go. If you have by the relic emotes, this would be the perfect timing for it. True will snag away that relic, even using 2 Boya to dodge the shots. Well done, Mr. True, if you're lurking or watching this back. And yeah, True in the past in Deathmatch World Cup 4 complained about in my cast me not watching his relic sneaks. There you go, Callum. Might get 1 castle there, but I think that's all cleared up. And that's also siege workshops with onagers in them, that if they pop out, will die to the castle. So that's why he wanted to get at least that castle away, probably. Doesn't manage to do so, and Andy still has quite some map control. Drew getting that gold though. Andy now looking to get the northern neutral gold. He's still mining this one and looking to mine that stone there as well. But will be 3-2 relics for the Slavs because of that little Monka here. Doing a really nice job at sniping a relic. Bit sloppy for Andy not to take the last one, but 3-2 usually isn't that big of a difference. Would help, like 3 relics would help Celts to spam War Raiders later though, so I think that's quite helpful to have the 3-2 in your favor if you're the Slavs here. And yeah, the onagers did go down over here. And gold bank? No gold bank for True, quite unusually. True known for banking tons of gold. But Andy also with the better gold axes and with pushing True back. True had to invest a lot, is doing some nice raids on these halfly protected gold and the unprotected stone. But it's looking good for Andy, I would say. Like, way better population, True to down to 130 pop as he's running out of gold. Trying to switch into Hussars for raid, probably some champions, but Andy's still having, like, all the gold axes in the world, can go for siege pushes, has siege ram push at the south, and I think trebuchets now will push from the north on this castle, yeah. And there he also has halberdiers with it, so Hussars can't do anything there. Good to see a fellow Schnitzel dominating. Are you from Austria? I thought you might be from Brazil, rooting for Brew, but I don't know. Brew's an amazing person, you can root for him anywhere in the world. So yes, I guess fellow Schnitzel sounds like you're from Austria and you're Austrian power. Hey Gleip, what's up? Looks like FreakinAndy will take this one home. True, after he had a nice pushback early and some nice raids with a better cold control for Andy as the Celts. Not the Civ I would have favored, but they're pretty close. He is doing it over here. Even though we had that beautiful relic sneak for True, he might lose game 2 to FreakinAndy. FreakinAndy looking to take his home map. Not over yet. True at 160 pop again. Gold is an issue though. FreakinAndy getting more gold from the map, but will also run out of it. Let's take a look at the overall gold collection. We have 18k to 17k, so the difference isn't that big. Relic gold a little bit better for True now, only with the 3-2. Andy looking to be earlier on his relics, so it's still pretty close. Oida. 2 trebuchets. Yeah, True. Still trying to contest this gold. There's 400 gold in this one there. Andy using the market, has a big wood and a big food bank. 70 farms. Kinda for both, but the banks on other resources looking better for Andy. And True is heavily cornered. Has his 3 relics in this corner. And still a lot of stone for castles later on. And True knowing not to quit games too early. But I think will be hard for him to come back, even though he's the favorite player against Andy by not that much anymore. I think Andy getting a lot better in the last year. Last World Cup True would have been the big favorite. I think this year closer matched. Still favor True for the overall set. But I think we're gonna look at a 1-1, which is amazing, right? We're gonna sit here till 4 AM again. Let's go, Andy. This is Gleip. And it does look like he is going to win game 2. You never know with True, though. Still, the 2k stone is kind of what's keeping him in. Also 3 relics still. But only can field Halberdiers and Hussar now. Not enough really to sell for champions. And there is Woad Raiders still. 15 Woad Raiders for Andy. I hope he doesn't waste them into the castle. And he's still also with more siege, really babysitting these siege launchers, getting some really nice ground attacks on True there on the Halberdiers. Also needs to babysit his traps though. We don't want to lose those. They're 2k. Okay, I think the infantry is probably gonna clear it up, but that's my infantry here. I think that trap will go down, kind of running in the wrong direction. Ooh, look at him unpacking the trap to get the armor bonus and then repacking again. What a nerd! But it didn't work. But raids are all over. There is units, not that many Woad Raiders, so they are dying. But True is down to 76 villagers, so I think the raids are starting to be effective. Chat clearly rooting for Andy here. All the Quendies not showing up to support their captain. But the Austrians showing up to support Andy. And what is helping him, apparently, in the past. With the trebuchet, soon probably gonna take the relics out. True known for calling it, for never calling it too early. Well, let's phrase it like that. But I can't really see what he can do with that little gold income. And he still has 2 on gold. Because he's been mining this gold with 2 villagers. And now, like, they died a few times and Andy's insisting, no, I will mine this gold with exactly 2 villagers. Not 1, not 3, not 15, but 2. Faust, what's up? Free-for-all party after this set. I hope the DMers stay for that. I hope the free-for-all players are here as well to watch quarterfinals of Ragnarök. Slavs bigger than Celts? I would have taken so as well, but Andy's making the Celts work. I would have picked the Celts, picked the Slavs. I don't think it's a big difference, but I think I would have preferred the Slavs. But Andy bigger through. Yep, Andy playing this nicer. True having 2 forward goals didn't really help him. And True does call the GG. We have ourselves a series 1-1 between True and FreakinAndy. Andy, man, taking game 2. And fake Austrian accent is back, everybody. So many Austrians in the chat, I probably shouldn't do it. But in English, maybe it's not like too bad like this in German. I don't know, it's probably still the same bad, right? Great caddy for Andy. Good job. And more resource collected. In the end, 3k more gold. Also a little bit more selling involved there because his wood eco was far superior than True's, even selling wood with the Slavs. That was a little bit odd. Maybe in the end he did need more siege onagers than he wanted to make. And villager count. Andy, looking like an overboom, but he took it home. And brings it to a 1-1 set, thereby winning his home map on runestones. Meaning we go to a home map of True now. We might see Golden Swamp again, Cavasan, or Lowland. Teutons bigger than Celts, bigger than Slavs. You think Celts are better as well? Teutons bigger than Slavs? You showed me that, Maldar. There's still some people that I mean I could have played it better as well. I think there's a window, but after a little bit more thinking, I think that Teutons should have picked Teutons there. So Teutons bigger than Slavs, I agree now, but Celts better than Slavs. Still not super sure about that. Back to the map draft. Slav better siege and help champions, but Teuton have the castles and ETK. Superiors of Celts make the difference in the matchup? Could be, yeah. Teutons also have superior siege, right? And ETK is super good. Boyar and Teuton Paladin bigger than Celts? That's what I thought as well. Right? But I think it's competitive and Andy played it better. In Teutons vs Slavs, Teutons Knights mixed with help does an amazing job. Yeah. Paladins, you mean, I guess? So, how oh, no! Hindustanis against Saracens. Let's go, 5-hour game! True picking Hindustanis against Saracens. When did we ever see that? But it's not on Marketplace. We got saved. Hopefully. But yeah, we had that yesterday. Can't be really long, this matchup. At least on Marketplace. Hindustanis against Saracens. True's home map pick. But it's on Cavasan. So, I think Cavasan is a quicker map. Cavasan, one of the more brutal, cut to the throat maps in the map pool. So, I'm not actually worried about that. Early market for Andy as the Saracens. And we saw it as a really even matchup. Hindustanis probably will have some advantage early, but the market should help the Saracens. But could be early middle control for the Hindustanis. Both having amazing camels. Not really sure which camels are better. Saran camels more HP and Hindustanis camels attacking faster. Helps and camel can overwhelm Saracens. Yes, one problem for the Saracens is they do not get halberdier, but only pikemen. So on a short map, I kind of like Hindustanis more. This is 200 IQ pick from True because he expected Andy not to know how good Hindustanis are probably. And that's why Andy fell for it and picked Hindustanis, right? That's what you are thinking. And I kind of like, especially with the map choice, I kind of like Hindustanis more if you can secure the middle. Then go for Bombard Cannon against DSO can work nicely for the Hindustanis. I think earlier on they should have the advantage in the jump on the middle with having halberdiers, but the right answer from Andy, adding cavalry archers. So that would be good for Andy's chances over here. I like the cav archer edition. Saracens have fully upgraded cav archers, so they are better than the ones from Hindustanis who are not fully upgraded anymore. And both trying to work on a castle. 2 villagers for Andy, only 1 villager for True, but True started it earlier. And True, as expected, does have more army out on the field with the halberdiers mixed in 65 to 46. Siege on the shots can be really nice in a camel war. Probably Brew not going for enough SO yesterday, so if Andy does that better, that could help him swing this matchup in his favor. Then True doesn't have Bombard Cannons out yet, but doing a nice job with the Imperial Camels running in to snipe the Halberdiers. KD pretty close, and yes, better army numbers for True with the Halberdiers in there, so the Camels have to go back a lot, and that should give the early hill control to True. And I think early hill control really important on this map, so yeah, I like Hindustani's chances better, even though I like what units Andy's going for, but he only has one Siege Workshop out, if I see that correctly, and that is not enough. So a little bit of siege algae here, a little bit of annoying wood lines in the front of his map as well, making it hard to place the siege workshops in the right spot. And Camel's on that there. And he will run out of gold quicker. Indeed, he did get the market, but Saracen's very, very gold heavy, especially with this unit composition, very gold heavy, and the habit is making it way less gold heavy for the Hindustani player, and also easier to get a big army out, and that's exactly what True is doing, getting the full middle control, killing that castle. Also anti-building bonus for the Hindustani camels is still there, and not a single castle up for Andy, only 30 military. I think our worries about a long game in this Civ matchup were only for Marketplace and not for Kavasan. Here it seems to be Hindustanis dominating, Marketplace being a long map, and Kavasan being a rather short map with a middle hill always. But at least survives that, clears that up, but will have no map control. True already starting the raids, doing that nicely as same as in the last game, but not really finding villagers so far. That one's gonna attack the Cav-Archers, might die to the TC fire before it gets a villager. Will exactly do that, but the middle control is so good for the American over here. Ah, no. Wrong alt tab. 24 to 95 military. Bombard cannons are out, so Cedron just won't be able to swing it into his favor. And let's see your bombard cannon micro too. I want to see a sim attack rounds on the onagers. Okay, gets one. Isn't Mameluke an option versus Hindustanis? Brew played that yesterday. Hey, funny. But a lot of people were doubting the Mamelukes. Oh, was it actually against Hindustanis? No, it was Berbers, right? It was game 3. It was 3 times Berbers. It was actually Saracen's Berbers. Never mind. Mamelukes could be nice though, yeah. I probably still have struggled with the camels, but they could at least kill the Halberdiers. But I guess that's what the CA are for. And I think I like the CA better. Ah, nice round on the bombard cannons, but the castle helping out, so only one bombard cannon goes down. Mamelukes are more resistant to onager fire and the like, but I guess also to bombard cannon fire. But the ranger thinks helping the Cav-Archers. Compared with patterns, well, they don't. They are. If there's not exceeding excessive micro in the Mamelukes, they're worse than camels. Especially than Imperial camels from Hindustanis, I think. I think Imperial camels from Hindustanis should wreck them, actually. In most cases, like if you don't do anything else but micro the Mamelukes, they're not. But do you have time for that in the DM game? Probably not. I guess CA makes more sense because balance wise though. Yeah, I think CA makes resource balance wise. Yeah. Also with the wood, right? But the gold, the huge problem in any case for the Saracens, and especially because it will be hard. Well, this Ninja Gold, True kind of late on the lakes. I mean, he's getting the southern lake where the gold is more secure for him anyways, but the northern lake would have been able to allow him to cut off 2 golds over here. So I think True is kind of prioritizing the wrong lake. And he can push that gold from land more easily than that one. So pushing these 2 golds from water would have been, I think, the more important lake for him. Probably wants that for fish. Also adding cannon guns for that TC maybe. But the northern lake could be a lot more effective. But camels, I guess, can do that job well. Still Andy somewhat hanging in there, or rather True not playing Cutthroat, as we know True likes to play the longer game, adding Ghulams now, so these guys are kind of like Eagles. I think they're pretty close to Eagles in their usage, having high pierce armor and being not too great against other units and archers. Probably be included here as a raiding unit and a Cavacho counter. And then he has stabilized. 170 pop. Actually has the population advantage. The middle gives you an attack vanishing point, but only gives you berries. So not gold or anything. And Andy also able to protect these 2 gold spots here. So Andy is absolutely still in the same amount of neutral resources for both. And as long as he can take his 2 golds as well, Andy should be fine actually. I thought True would push through quicker here. True's resources are like looking really comfortable though, so it's kind of a classic True game where he plays to keep his advantage and doesn't play to finish the game that hard, and that makes for longer games, but it also makes for surer victories, so no reason to blame him on that. That was the honor jet here. I think by FreakinAndy himself to be able to snipe the bombard cannons, which he will. Should still leave the castle foundation in the middle. That's kind of not doing anything for him right now. Probably forgot about that. One trap only working at this castle. The bombard cannons were there, but aren't there anymore. Some fighting, some raids on the northern gold side. And yeah, True too late on this lake, so Andy has got cannon gains out. Will probably kill this dock before anything can come out of that. DQs the demo and Qs galleons. Well, that's a little bit too late. I think one demo could have maybe come out and done damage. I don't know if it's a lead cannon gain, right? One demo isn't enough to kill them. Funny Liquid? Funny Liquid probably knows such things. Looking to you. And the villagers going down on that gold. Very effective raid for True. Has killed the castle here as well, but there's also 2 TCs protecting that. CA not shooting at the bombard cannons, but shooting at the workshop. Losing quite a few to the bombard cannons over here. And how the hell do I need to go to the restroom again? I just was there. God damn it. Ghulams will kill the siege manager. Also too much information, I'm sorry. And Ghulams might also kill the trap, and not going for the bombard cannon, so won't kill the bombard cannon. But this gold is still contended. This resources are contended as well. Some camels now coming for the Saracen player, but True sitting on such a comfortable bank and somehow managed to get docks up here even though he shouldn't. And now the bombard cannons are helping him taking out the cannon gains. So True with his slow stranglehold on Andy looking better and better. Has a cannon gain, but I think the docks go up too quickly for one cannon gain to deny them. So we will see fighting on both lakes here, as we do see raids on land for True and no raids for the FreakinAndy, who is adding Mamelukes now. So we're gonna see them tried. Not too many killing one halberdier, but kind of want to see more Mamelukes against the camels so we can truly assess. Both mining this gold. You can't break towers, so it is impossible to get a tower up on this one. Towers being forbidden in the tournament. And True doing a really good job keeping Andy off this gold and this gold actually, or not too much there, but Andy has won the lake for now. Dock is still up and they're firing at the Ghulams, but they probably won't do any damage, so I think should maybe rather even fire at the dock. CA need to be microed away here. An onager for True now as well. Which Sif would I pick here? Hindustanis. Hey Andy. Well played in game 2 with the Celts with Slavs. I would have picked the Slavs there. But we had Maldor arguing for Celts are better. So not too sure there. But here I think Hindustanis are better. And True going around to the south, also raiding the north, but lake fight. In the northern lake won by Andy, southern lake still anyone's lake. But the gold, the more important target here. getting gotten by True, who has an amazing bank, and Andy realizing that he will just be raided to death and die the slow death against in a game that True really likes to play. Doesn't want to give True more of that satisfaction, is calling it. Game 1, I should have just made 4 dogs more to compensate the no shipwreck than I had none as well. Do Berbers not have shipwreck? Yeah, I wasn't too sure about that. If Berbers don't have shipwreck, then that explains how you had so much less navy out there. Let me actually look that up. I thought they also get shipwreck, so I was like, huh? How does True have more army now? He was so much later to dogs. But that explains it. Yeah, no shipwreck. Yeah, then that was the mistake. I was like super surprised because Berbers overall are quicker, right? And you rushed him down very effectively there. Berbers don't have it, but Byzantines have it. Yeah, that's a good argument for Byzantines there, actually. But Berbers can do it, I think, yeah. And you did that turn off dogs. But let's go back to the screen and look at the statistics of game 3. Yeah, Berbers have treadmill though? Yeah, exactly. Right. And you did raid really well. You killed 5 villagers in that game 1. Andy with a better KD actually, but there was a lot of halberdiers by True. And the halberdiers really helped the Hindustanis out here. We talked about it at the start of the game. One of the reasons to pick Hindustanis though, it's just why they probably outproduce, why they probably get the hill, why they probably have an easier time getting map control over here, and they have bombard cans against the SO of the Saracens, which were the pointers for why I checked that. I can't check the IPM. I don't have captured pro. Rip. That's like the only reason to get it, and you can look it up on any area insights. So we'll have to do without that, but we can look at the map draft. And we will see there that True won his home map pick on Kazakhstan. So, and also let me get the score over here. Two 2-1 for True. Hey, Keller boy, done with slapping Nilly. And I will load up the next one. Well played, FreakinAndy. It's not over yet. It's a best of 7. Clap to you. And we do go to the mirror stages now on the home map of FreakinAndy. And we are gonna see 4 lakes. And surprise, surprise, a Sicilian war. Sicilians, one of the cities that FreakinAndy fell in love with quite a while ago, around the time when they came out. And the affair hasn't ended yet. And we are on 4 lakes, and FreakinAndy is leading his scout. So the Sicilian meta from Masters of Arabia 2 against a completely different meta. Stable opening by True, not going for the castle start. And the anti-Sicilians, exactly. And time to open a Mate. What do you guys think about the stable start from True here? Like, it kind of established itself as a meta to start with a castle and then go into siege workshops. And then add stables and barracks later on. But we also saw Sicilians being played differently in one other set. I can't remember in which set. No, we saw it before I played with the stable start. Baldur thinks map control about it. But the donjons can also help with map control, and donjons are allowed as opposed to towers. This donjon instantly falling though, villagers going forward to get it with castles, and he says depends on the map. Malda likes the stable start. Let's see if we can get some donjons up here with the sergeants. The castle goes up first, so Andy will really need to get up that castle up. Is that part of the hill higher here? I think it's the same height. True, adding another one very big central hill does happen on 4 lakes. Forward goals for both. Kind of contestable from there. Both the bigger goals for them. other gold right next to that, and better other gold for Andy in the back. But Andy's struggling to get a castle up on the hill. True has the better army numbers with the Cavalier start. So it does look like it's working out on this map what True is doing. One donjon is up, so we at least have a presence on the hill here for Andy. Scott just patrolling over there because it was the castle start and they didn't want to run into the castle. Military numbers better for Andy, but it is a lot of sergeants in there that don't do that well against True. Or to say it in the words of Kelly, they're just shit. Right? I'm trying to be nice to the soldiers here. Keller, come on. Be a nice person. Oh, we know you're not funny, but you could at least be nice. Well, maybe you can't. But it's just what we get. Trips will kill the donjon, firing at the castle now, though. And I think that castle might fall where the trebuchets for Andy in production around here. First Crusade. So we will see more of the sergeants, unbeknownst of what Keller thinks of that. But it's kind of a free instant military boost. And we see that bump up by 35 in a second. And army numbers already good for Andy. Before we see the explosion, there we have the little army explosion. Needs to gather them from all his TCs. Kind of standing around in the back a lot, though. And loses one castle. Still has a little bit of position, but I think that hill is lower than that. So bigger hill for True and massive fortifications there. 3 donjons, 2 castles. Traps are working on it, and he can't build a castle there because his own trap is standing over it. And in the north, some expansion. We do see Kellen getting on a lake. Probably some fishing ships in production for Andy as well. Economy development better for Andy, who added more TCs, but his villages are also more idle. One of the castle falls. This hill fight will be probably determining the game with both main goals under contention, so I won't try to not look away too much. Now the sergeant masters are flooding in. Does he still have some in the back? Only a few around the main goal there. And Andy looks to be pushing through here. Like, if he can get that castle and the donjons, has a lot of traps on that. True, top 3 in DM. Top 5. And Andy top 10. No, castle denied there. Bricks number 1, exactly. Getting still the 2 donjons, the only thing for Brew on that. Andy now will try to add another castle there, but there's a TC trebuchet not shooting. Maybe out of range of that castle. And it does look like the Andy army numbers on the hill are better for True, for Andy. True adding under the hill castle here. But True again with the raids everywhere. In the back there, in the back there, in order these 2 TCs. And the question is, will Andy send something after that? He has a pretty raid-proof economy with 135 economy units. A lot of that is idle, so I think, but with that will count, he can still concentrate on the hill fight, low on food, and True once again. So many resources in the bank, and he kind of maybe too all-inning this hill, and he almost looked like he will get the hill. But will lack production behind this now, probably, with only 25 on food. Most of that is fish, not that efficient after quite a bit. And we do have a donjon rush on the northern gold. Both these TCs idled with the villagers also getting out of there. But the north part of this hill structure controlled by Andy. Andy kind of skipping that part, trying to push into the 2 golds from here. Interesting move. I kind of like ignoring this here and going directly for the golds. I think that's smart play by Andy, but his military numbers are worrying. Or maybe it's actually top 3, right? We see a Rage and Brew fall already in the tournament. I think the top is pretty volatile in DM right now, so it's hard to call who are the top 3. That's why I think top 5 is the easier answer, but it doesn't mean to say that True is not in the top 3 for sure. I think it depends on form, and a lot of people very close right now. Donjons everywhere here will deny that, but there's one cannon going out, so but probably won't be enough to keep that up. That means that gold can't be mined by Andy. This castle maybe won't even go up. What's happening at the front? Not a big push by Andy anymore, but 4 castles, so will hold the center here for a while. Has a lot of people getting stuck around the gold, and Malda doing very interesting guesses for the top 5. It's clearly bricks, not legend, Malda. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's bricks, Keller, legend, and then green dude. That's the top 4. Top 5 is Malda because he's obviously a worse Slav War player than legend. At least if you believe legend in the DM Discord. I did now go trap numbers again, adding a castle on there. Brazil in top 5? Oh yeah. True, sorry Malda, you didn't make the cut. It's oh no, wait, I said green dude, I never mentioned Malda, so green dude didn't make the cut. Brazilian gets the number 5. Nah, Brazilian should get the number 1, I think. Sorry Bricks, you're not getting number 1 anymore. But let's focus on the game, as the hill is still very much under contention, and True has way better army numbers. Again, with raiding Andy everywhere, you can see that the APM count would indeed be interesting. I can see why Andy asked for that, but Andy can probably look it up on AOE Insights himself. Because True seems to be all around the map. And Monk even saving the Monk in the TC. And when I watched like True against Frost, it seemed like True was getting older and slower. But when I watched True against Andy, it doesn't look like that. It looks like True is still very speedy, and it's not like Andy is like slow player with low APM. I don't think so. But it's probably just True getting better and better back in shape here, upping his mechanics once again. 43 to 44 farms, so that's quite evil, but better fights being taken by True. 500 to 350 KD, and that's why we can see this resource bank over here, also adding a castle over there now. Pretty much full map control, even going on that gold. That one cannon gain being annoying, but we'll probably shouldn't be stopped. No, we're not producing from here, even having units here. So Andy very encircled, trying to go to the middle push through the middle hill, but with 9 army on the field, that becomes a little bit harder. Only 7 on gold with True's raids everywhere. Another 4-person raid here in the back. The good old 4-people raid, as he would call it. And Andy calls the GG. True everywhere around Andy. And Andy will be on the line in the next game. 3-1 match point games from now on for the American. So I will need some more Andy hype from the Austrians rooting for Andy in the chat. Otherwise this won't be doable, and yes, we're all time travelers, obviously. G to the G. Nice play from True. Andy trying to go for the middle hill. True defending it long enough to take time, and then going from each the other sides to do that. We have Brazilian hype in chat as well. And we have X-Factor hype. X-Factor hype is the best hype. Thanks so much for the 19 months with Prime, Mr. Factor. Also, amazing emote artist. Exactly. Glap has nice emotes. I've got nice emotes too. And X-Factor made them. Also the sub symbols with the explosions that you can see around Factor and Black Skies. Names there. 19 months have gone too fast. It actually feels also like a long time. Streaming. I don't know. But yeah, glad that you're still here after 19 months. Giving me your Prime sub. Thanks a lot. Very close game. Exact same villager number. And True getting more resources from the map, and the better KD helped him to pull through over here and take one of FreakinAndy's home map. So 4 legs is a loss. And I'll get the next game in. Why did it open over here? I wanted to show you the map draft. X Factor also playing again, seemingly signed up for World Cup. Nice to hear. If you want to train sometime, shoot me a message, Factor. And what was I trying to do? Yeah, I was trying to change the scoreboard. You're so rusty? Time to unrust, my friend. You would like that? Well, feel free to ask when I'm online. You can also ask when I'm not online, but I probably won't read it. I will read it when I can, though. When I can play. Quite busy in RL right now, so I don't know how much time I have to train for World Cup even. But if I'm there, I'm playing. Always glad. Always ready to play some with you. Exclamation mark Otter. I don't think that gives much. Ragnarök. Okay. But let's get into game 5. Ooh. True picks. Lowland. And what Civ did he pick? What do you guys think? I'll let you guess for a little bit. Okay, nobody's guessing. Hans? No. Also maybe. Does TV stream anymore every? No, he hasn't streamed in like a year. Goth! Exactly! There we go. Welcome to Game 5's Lowland Goth War. Something that True loved a lot in the past. Keller probably cheating because he probably knew it. He was administering the Rex. He has no time because of job. Exactly. Yeah, sad. Maybe his life, but capitalism is taking away life. And we do have a Goth War. So we will see barracks by both. 6 against 5. What is that? Archery Rangers? What? And he's going hand cannoneers? He did play too much Barbarian. What? But they died to Scorpions. I don't think hand cannoneers work. Like it works with the Barbarian area, but that's it. Super weird. But let's see. Raiding lines are coming in. Usually people start with Huskarls in a Goth War, then switch to Champions. Huskarls to raid, Champions to defend the raid, and for the fights after that. And then we usually see Scorpions added, but in case of Andy we're seeing hand cannoneers added. And then it's Onagers or Bombard Cannons, and maybe some Huskarls back again to be a little bit better against the siege. But it's mainly Champions in the armies. Ending setting the new meta? I doubt it. I think hand cannoneers are not meta for a reason. And I don't see how Lowland changes that. But let's see. HC did get buffed since that meta was established, I guess. But the problem is they still die to Scorpions. It is hard to get a Great Mass early. Yeah, and they die to Scorps, right? If the lines in between die, the Scorpions kill the hand cannons. I think that's a big issue. But what is that? 70 Huskarls? 70 Huskarls? What? Why? That's like even worse than going for hand cannoneers. True also going for 45. That's quite a lot. Probably expecting you can't kill early with them, and then they're better in the siege wars. So maybe the Huskar numbers are influenced by the map. I could somewhat see that, but I don't see 70. Champions just drag that too much. This isn't better yet. True, Keller, you're trolling. I'm not gonna fall for that. Keller also thought that but we would see only Berber mirrors in the game once, and we have not seen a single Berber mirror yet. And we saw actually Byzantines winning today as well. There's the Scorpions, so the more classical play from True. Still adding a lot of Huskarls though, which isn't that classical. Let me check if somebody got the market. Yeah, Andy got the market. Oh, of course, Andy's like always going for the market. One of the biggest marketers. And these will be caught out and killed by the Scorpions. What are the hand cannons doing? Being masked in the base only. Hand cannons and bombard cannons are good, but not Huskarls. Yeah, but like bombard cannons versus bombard, like Scorpions are better. True taking the castle, taking another castle here, not too far out in the middle. I like that. That castle a bit doubtful. Think that can be reached over here. And he definitely needs, okay, there's bombard. He's trying bombard cannon, hand cannon, I guess, with no Scorpions. At least makes more sense than no siege, right? But I still favor the Scorpion bombard cannon player. If they make bombard cannons. True and True are weird. But True won it by having shipwreck, even though his start was horrible. True didn't win it though. Let's see the hand cannons. Well, Scorpions are not in place, so the hand cannons will look a little bit better, but won't stop the Huskarls from taking down one trebuchet. Probably won't get the other. No, won't get the other. But True again raiding here, trying to kill the market. Not sure if that's the most important thing, but Andy's down to 9 villagers. So the raids from True are winning him the set, I think. Andy just having no answer to the raids. Also, Relic Steals winning him the set. X Factor made a nice emote for that too. And yeah, army going through here. Another monk looking to steal a relic, but okay, no, there it is, still on the field. Andy not interested in relics at all. Andy again going for the middle push, and True more going for map control and raiding. Proved to be superior so far, and here's the problem with the hand cannoneers. Scorpions killing them, forcing the hand cannoneers back, and that means the Scorpions can get shots on everything else, but the bombard cannons will be helpful. True, a little bit late on bombard cannons perhaps. The onagers don't seem to be that useful, but it's another way to kill hand cannoneers. But we do have 5 bombard cannons. But meat shield dying with the overinvestment on Huskarls. More champion meat shield for True here, pushing all that back. And Andy is pretty stretched for gold, not having any middle control, thus the 2-tie golds on the hills. So you eventually need to go downhill to get gold control, and it doesn't look like True has, it does look like Andy has nothing of that. True even taking the stone here. And he's trying to get at least to this goal. That's a nice castle. It's like on the hill and at the same time not on the hill, but having radius is down on the downhill. And head cannons, okay, being macroed nicely. If you macro them well, maybe not that bad actually. And they're doing kind of good job keeping them alive, I have to give him that. Hey, be easy. What's up? Frost and Hezzy was Barrow Mirror? True. But we saw more sets without Barrow Mirrors. And you told Solara to go Italian, so we also won't see a Barrow Mirror tomorrow. Andy, with his army, actually getting a chunk of the middle. Might get the left side over here. So the hand cannons, bombard cannons, maybe it is new meta. And Keller is clearly cheating. But Andy's super stretched for gold, only 5 on food. Then that's another big disadvantage of hand cannons, right? They cost food. And it's kind of the thing that you don't have at all with Ghosts. Because you want to go infantry, they all cost food. And Scorpions don't cost food, right? So that True still has a food bank is down to his rates, is down to his better farming eco, but also to that. Nice farm coin for Andy. Number 9. Yes, he likes the Beatles. Oh, number 7. Oh, that's not optimal. The number 9 was better. By 2. He's taking everything on the download. True's like, I don't care, I've got farms. 50 farms. to 12. Is usually a pretty clear sign in the Goth War, but this hand cannon mass alive and not too much contesting hand cannon bombard cannons right now. But it's like less mobile army than what True has, and True send his units, send his Huskars everywhere, raiding the farms over here, raiding the gold over there. And the hand cannons will have to chase a lot. And if the hand cannon is chased somewhere where the bombard cannons can't go, these onagers can come into play. But Andy actually doing pretty good job with his army in the middle. Now at least 23 farmers, so we're above 9. But the farm count is a big worry for Andy's side. And this one hand cannon here kind of defending the left side over there. That castle will go up and down. Almost at the same instance. God, the hill bonus is really strong. Andy's bombard cannons killed his own units for the truce. What's the KD actually? 10 kills, yeah. 10 safe kills by Andy. And I don't see that surviving with just 2 villagers. That castle, and nice raids for Andy. And the hand cannon is having to do a lot of chasing and won't even reach that trebuchet in time with the bombard cannons firing at the barracks and not at the trebuchet. Or at least we'll get these guys down, but at the same time getting Raven over here. Okay, has managed to get some champions. Farm numbers never really going up above the mid-20s. But at least he reached the mid-20s from the, like, I guess, top zeros. How do you even call that? Trying to push here now. Also some farming on the lowland. We should call it the lowland, right? The map is called lowland. The highland and the lowland, right? Can you care? Did you win that Hunts vs Humans? Which Hunts vs Humans? On Lily's stream? I don't know. And he did not win that. Who was the Hunts? Who was the Humans? So like, which Civ won? And he looking to kill that castle over there. Whiskey from the Highlands is better. Okay, but the gold from the lowlands is better. Because there's more of it. And whiskey doesn't buy you much in Age of Empires, sadly. This guy's getting in on the hand cannoneers and still getting killed. And there was enough meat shield for Mr. Andy. True still raiding from the left side, but that castle very nicely placed. Still, the 30 farm count for Andy is the worrying signs. You were Huns, you got clapped by SO. Yeah, like the whole theory that Huns beat humans. I think the games that we saw in round 1 of the tournament, we actually didn't see Huns versus humans, I think, right? But the training games I had kind of disproved that theory. Humans seem to be like the best pick there. But Goth was Huns felt easier to me, and I like Goth, so I'm okay with picking Goth there. I want it. Food gold stored at whiskey Oris is really crazy. Well, probably in the next expansion, right? We're gonna see the Scots added as a civ, and they have a unique resource, whiskey, that they need to train their unique unit. And then their unique unit is called Drunk Highlander, and it has a sword that's completely too big for the other unit sizes, like they did with the castles and with the Trevishodai, with the unique ship for Dravidians, right? They like to make non-fitting too big unit models. So there will be a Highland swordsman, and you will have a sword that's as big as like 3 tiles. And it's gonna be drunk, so it misses its melee attacks like with 20% chance. But it has like 25 attack. Okay. I established new expansion sets, what they're gonna do with the unique unit of the Scots. So we can go back to the game. The Imperial Special Building produce whiskey? Oh yeah, exactly. They get like a whiskey Brennerei. It needs wood and gives you whiskey for that. Eats up your wood. There won't be good island civ. But maybe on islands they can produce Islay and then they actually get wood. I should stop. And he's doing a good job of coming back here. He's got a champion mask. And is there controlling gold there? Farm card still only 34. True doing good with the raids. But somehow it's enough to keep Andy close to 200 pop at least. Andy also getting a castle over here. We'll get some control on that side. True with his overshoot food trying Hussar raiding already. To be preparing some gold. Brennerei, let's go. A lot of whiskey fans in the chat. We all want to see the new Scots Hips. They should hire me as a developer. I'm actually gonna say no though. I do have a job that I enjoy a lot. And the bombard cannons are in danger. Castle is helping, but the castle is also dying. So True might lose a portion of his farming Kiko and his only control of the down low. Actually, like even though his farm numbers weren't too impressive, map control looking better for Andy now. Aren't the Celt Scots? Aren't the Poles Slavs? Aren't the... No, the Poles are not Slavs, I guess. But there's examples of that, right? And he's down low. He's controlling the lowland. Maybe not anymore, but there is the bombard cannon, so that's gonna push that back. Trebuchets, boom! Kills 2 trebuchets with the bombard cannons. It's also bombard cannon. Might see some bombard cannon, bombard cannon champion now. The main army come for both. Andy not producing hand cannons longer there. Maybe they weren't there. There's Tatars, Mongols. Cumans are kind of also Mongols, right? Well, Tatars, you could say it's like the Timurid Empire right there, like the historic debate if they were Mongols or not. But like there's Franks and Burgundians, for example. So they could, with the same argument that they made Burgundians, they could also make Celts. And Scots and Irish. Aren't the Huns 700 years before Mongols? Yeah, Huns and Mongols are entirely different. They're like complete different types. They never met each other. They're just both nomads. Original. A lot of bombard cannons going down for Andy, and there's his control gone, and the farms are still up for True. True now coming from the left side, and Andy calls it already. Only having 19 army. We kind of talked a bit too much about Civs. Sorry for that. As True makes it to the semi-finals and will meet either Solara. No. Wait, who will he meet? Well, we're gonna check out the brackets in a little bit. Rooting for your fellow Schnitzel Vinegar. He was, but it didn't work out currently. Yesterday, grande amigo. Indeed, he did. But Vinegar wasn't too lucky in the quarterfinals with who he rooted for. If you don't want to be spoiled, which I kind of did already, no, only if you understand who the grande amigo is. If you don't want spoilers, you have to look away after the statistics, because I will show the Wikipedia page. And we did have better KD for Andy, so the hand cannon is somewhat worked. But food account, 27k to 12k, the thing that True won the game with. Well played to both though. Andy did a competitive set against True, who is the favorite here. And let's see if Andy can do better in World Cup. Thanks for playing the tournament though. Andy, well played to you making it to the quarterfinals. Not sure if you had higher hopes or what do you think. But yeah, congrats to True. He will go to the semifinals.